We're back again, everybody. Time for what you all have been waiting for. Time to open up this bag and see what all the goodies are. I'm sure some of y'all are wondering, why am I actually opening this bag? Why not leave it in the bag, mint condition? Truth is, I'm not a mint in box collector. This particular jet is, not all that sought after anyways. It's not a big high-pieced item or anything like that, so it's, not in demand all that much right now, so I'm not too worried about that kind of thing. So essentially I like putting these things together, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and do it. Not because it's going to be worth more later in the bag or anything like that. I mean, it's really only going to be worth something like that to another collector who needs that. And even then, you would need the rest of the box in good condition and the other pieces in good condition to be able to kind of say you have a not mint and sealed box package, but just mint in package kind of deal still. So it's never really going to go for that much, and I got a really good deal on it, so I'm not all that worried about it. So that's why I'm opening it up, because I think it's cool. So let's go ahead and crack this baby open. A pair of scissors. And cut. I know y'all are cringing right now, but get over it. There's that piece. Let's see what we got here. I'm just going to dump it all out here. There we go. Just like the day it came out of the box. So what we have here, the catalog that came with it. It's got the Rolling Thunder on it, the Bug, the X19. It looks like the chopper there. There's all sorts of cool stuff. Put that to the side. Oh, the blueprints and the sticker sheet, which is slightly stuck to the packaging. We'll just slowly peel that apart. The blueprints that came with it. Nice. We've got the sticker sheet here. It looks like a piece of the catalog is torn off on it, and I just tore it off the rest of the way. There's the sticker sheet that came with it. All the stickers are intact. They got a little goo on them here, there, and about, so yeah, we'll probably get some replacement decals for that. The file card, codename Ghost Rider, and let's see, there he is right here. And I think I may have actually called him Slipstream earlier in the process, but it's actually Ghost Rider. Slipstream came with the Conquest jet, I believe, but still sealed in his little baggie. The only accessory that's in here with him is the scarf, but that's kind of cool. And then all the little parts and pieces. Looks like there are the landing gears. Here's the other pieces of the landing gear. Looks like one of them's come off the little sprocket right there, but that's alright. We're going to take it all the way off in a minute. The two guns. We've got the rubber wheels, which are coming off the sprockets, but that's okay. Here are the rest of them. Somewhere in here. Alright, cool. Put them over here. We've got cover for the jet thingies. Two, I guess these are the missiles that go somewhere. We've got the little cap that goes on the nose. We got a missile. We got some more green missiles here. This one has fallen off of the little sprocket. Whatever was on this has completely come off. So I don't know what that's going to be yet. Looks like the other pieces to the sled missiles or something like that. We've got a piece to go on one of the fins. We've got, looks like these are the inside of the wheel. We've got the actual cockpit canopy piece minus the glass. Another wing attachment. Looks like a landing gear piece, a landing gear cover, the other little wingy thing, one of the wheels, and the two seat belts. Cool. And these two little doohickeys, sliding rail things for something or another. Probably for the canopy, I guess. Then all the rest of this looks like, I don't know what the devil this is, but there's two of them, so it must be something. And it looks like all the rest of this is just pieces of sprocket. I'll just throw them over here out of the way. Alright, and there we go. That's all the pieces that we had inside here. Next, what we're going to do is just start at the beginning of the instruction sheet and just kind of go through here and put it all together. I'll reposition the camera so you get a closer up view of what I'm doing and you're not staring at me the entire time here. Okay. Instruction sheets, and I'm just going to read through this thing. So it says first is the wheel rim installation. So it's basically just building the landing gears. So we have, actually it wants me to use these pieces. So we're just going to pop them off. Get these other things out of the way. Pop these off. And they snap off really easily. Alright, then it says take it actually is not telling us how to do this. The instructions don't actually say how to assemble those together. It starts from the next step, which is with the wheels pretty much already put together. So we'll kind of wing it a little bit. These things here are the wheel insides. So we're just going to pop all of them off. Discard the other little pieces that come off. There are 3 wheels. It looks like each of them have 3 wheel sections, 3 landing gears, and each of them have 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels on it, it looks like. So we should have a total of 12 of these things. We'll count when we get done here. You don't always want to come off. Just twist it a little bit and it will. Alright, and there's another empty sprung. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of these things. And they look like they're the same on both sides. So it doesn't really matter which way we put them on here, so I'm just going to pop them on here. And just pop right in place. you love that snap. Whoop. Butterfingers today. There's one of them. Try to keep my hands out of your light as much as possible. Another one. And the final one. And 4. Perfect. I'll move these little bitty pieces out of the way. Alright, next step, it wants you to put the tires on. And the tires also look like they are all the same. So it doesn't matter which way you put it, it looks like. There is a little groove here and inside the wheel itself, the rubber part, so it should just fit in there, and you may have to roll it a little bit to get it to go into place, but there we go, just like that. And here's all of the wheel pieces. We'll just pop them off also. And discard that. Perfect. And these wheels here are rubber. They're not a real soft rubber, but or plastic, but they're not hard either. So there's 2. You may just have to play with it a little bit to get it to go on and sit the way so that it looks flush. Just go ahead and pop them on there. Alright, perfect. So now we have one rubberized rolly wheel. Alright, cool. I'm going to do the same thing for these other ones, so stay tuned. Alright, so we have all 3 of these put together. They are all 3 the same, so it doesn't matter which of these you put where. They're exactly the same as far as I can tell. Once you get the rubber pieces put in place, just kind of move them a little bit and make sure that they're all flush and they sit really nicely for you. So should be good to go here. Step 2, it says to turn the fuselage upside down, pull back the landing gear, actuator slide, and rear plane to open the landing gear doors. Fit post on struts into slots and snap into place as shown. So we'll move these out of the way and see if we can do that. Flip the plane over. It says to pull back on this thing so that they snap into place like that. As you can see, it's in the up position on all of these, and then we're just going to fit these struts into place. That is in a sealed bag as well, so we're going to use the scissors to open that. More trash. Pop them off of the spokes. 1, 2, and 3. So for the rear ones, it has, that's these, so there are 2 of these, and then one that's different, which is this one here. And it must be for the front, I'm going to assume. These 2 are exactly the same, so there's no difference left and right. But it has the orientation of it. This little pointy piece is facing the inside of the plane. So we're just going to put that on there like that and snap it in place. Snap. Same thing for the other side, except it's going to be in reverse so that the pointy thing is facing the other strut. Snap, and they're in there. So step 3, it says, with narrow side of rear landing gear carriage facing upward, snap carriage onto strut. Flip carriage forward as shown. Inset, repeat process for other rear landing gear. So the narrow side, so where do we put our, alright, so here is this thing. Let's see if I can get this to focus a little bit better for you. The narrow side facing forward, so as you can see here, it's kind of got this little curve shape in here. That's what we're going to have facing forward. Then all we're going to do is just pop that into place here onto the struts. Well, that's the ideal anyways. How they expect that little kid to do this, I don't know. Ugh. Maybe I should have done that before I stuck them on the plane. Probably would have made more sense, wouldn't it? Well, that booger just don't want to go on there. I'm sure you can't really see that too well. Well, that ain't working. This is what we get when we have 20-year-old pieces of plastic. So we're going to try a different way. We're going to turn it this way. And I'm going to try to force this thing on it from above. Keep your orientation in mind. You want that thing facing away since we're inverting it, and the round piece going that way. Man, I really don't want to go on there. Snap. Alright, well there we go. And I'll just reinstall it here. I think I actually saw the trick to it. So let's flip this around so we can get to see it. With the circly thing facing to the front of the plane, there's actually, so there's a slight difference in the way that this piece here is. So you can see it there, it's kind of thin facing that way. If you turn it up like that, it's a little thicker. So you want it actually facing 100, straight up, and then you put it in place. It should snap right in there. More or less. Perfect. And then it'll flip up like that, which is cool. Alright, so we did the first part. Now we're landing gears in place. Moving on to the next step. With strut facing toward rear of plane, snap into slot as shown. With narrow sided gear carriage facing upward, snap carriage into strut, flip carriage forward as shown. So now we're moving to the front of the plane, and we're going to use the other strut here, and same thing with it. So the pointy end we want facing the back of the plane in this one, so we're just going to pop it into place just like that. And actually I did that wrong. I need to pay attention to the instructions. There is a little slot right there, if you can see it. So this little strut here actually has to go into that. So we're going to put that in there and then snap it into place like that. And technically that's what we were supposed to do in the back also, but shh, we won't tell anybody. Then again, to snap the foot in, kind of the same thing, just turn it up and roll it in place until it snaps, and then fold it forward. So now that we know that trick also, we're going to remove these from the back end again and put the little flappy thing in the hole, and we're good to go. Flip it around to show you again. So off that one, and it comes out pretty easily anyways. Alright, so if you look in here, see if I can get this at the right angle, there's a circular hole in there that tabby thing fits into. So we're going to go and make sure that's in that hole and then snap it in place. And voila, we push that forward, and then the wheels actually work correctly, which is pretty awesome. Alright, cool. Now we got that in place. Let's see what it says to do next. Step 5, wheel rims and tires. Of course, now it tells us how to do the wheel installation. Fit tires over the wheel rims on front and rear landing gear, which we already did in the earlier step, but that's okay. Snap right and left landing gear doors onto outside portion of rear struts as shown. So, that is these pieces right here. They fit onto the struts. The skinny piece goes towards the bottom of the plane. As you can see right here, there is a you can see right here there is a skinny piece right there. The top portion here, I don't know if you can see that real well or not, that piece snaps into it, and then this slightly skinnier piece fits in below it there somewhere. So it's just see what this does. Voila! We have it in place. Alright, sorry about that, guys. As always, the phone's always ringing. So anyways, that is snapped in place right there. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and I want to see if I can get it, show you a little bit closer here. See if I can zoom in on that. Where'd my little Well, where did it go? There it is. Alright, let's see if I can show you from this angle now. It might be a little clearer for you. So this piece here just slides on right there. So you've got a top piece and a bottom piece. And it just... also, there is a little groove. Let's see if I can show this to you. There's a little groove right in here. That matches up. There, you can kind of see it there. There's a little groove that matches up with this little piece right here. So, you just snap it in place. And a little low and just snap. Just like that. And now you have your wheel in place. And theoretically now when we push this thing down and back the other way, it will close up if I had it all lined up the right way. That one's a little off. So we'll close it and there. And it fits just like that. Kaplunk. Cool. And it sits level now too. Awesome. Let's see what the next step is. Step 7, rear canopy seatbelt installation. Turn the fuselage right side up, and we're going to be working in the canopy. Turn fuselage right side up, snap rear canopy section into rear cockpit area, and snap tabs into holes in fuselage. We did that earlier when we put this thing together the first time. They're talking about this piece. Fit seat belts into slots in cockpit as shown. So that is a little seat belt. There is a small connector down here. Well, it's this piece right here. You can kind of see that's slightly different than this piece up here. This is the side that fits into the, I guess it would be the pilot's right side. There's little slots in here for the seat belt. So we're going to put one in right here. Just push down on it, wiggle it in there, and it just goes straight into place. The seat belts themselves are both identical, so you don't have to worry about which one goes on the top and which one goes on the bottom. And we'll snap that one into place. Wiggle it a little bit, get it to go in the hole. Perfect. Snapped into place, and they'll hook in over their shoulders, their left shoulders, just like that. And this one goes in around his waist, just like that. Now it's talking about the canopy, windshield, and the nose area. So we're going to take the nose and this little rubbery thing here, and our canopy glass, which over here. Our newly refinished canopy glass. And it says, squeeze front end of canopy windshield and snap tabs into nose area of cockpit. Fit nose onto front of nose area as shown. So essentially, all it's saying is put the tabs in the holes. Like that. And then the two in the back. Actually, let's do the back first. And then squeeze a little bit at the front to get them to go in. And it just snaps into place. Perfect. And it says take this little thing here and attach the nose. So there are little grooves in here also, so once you get it in place, there are little grooves in here. And we'll just, it's a soft rubber also, and you just kind of snug it on there. Just like that. Alright, next it says turn nose area of plane upside down. So we're going to flip this thing upside down. I'm going to move the rest of this out of the way so we can concentrate on this piece. Get this out of the way so you don't. And let's go ahead and make sure we're refocused. Close enough. So it says take the side rails, which are these pieces here. Snap side rails marked left and right onto nose area. Be sure to match left and right side rails with canopy sides marked L and R. So at the very front of these, this one's marked as right. So this one is the right, and on the actual canopy piece itself, there's a little L and a little R right here. So that means this will be on the right side, which is... Alright, sorry about that, folks. The battery, actually the memory card got full, so I had to go swap that out and copy some files over to finish this up. So where we actually left off was with the canopy piece here. We were attempting to install these rail pieces, but we stopped in the middle of it, so I just stopped there also. So back to that. So what it says to do is to turn the nose area of the plane upside down, snap side rails marked left and right onto nose area. Be sure to match left and right side rails with canopy sides marked L and R. So on the sides of these you have written right and left, and on the actual canopy itself there's a L and an R for right and left. So we're just going to match those up. So we're going to take the right piece to the right side, which is over here, and it's just going to snap into this little whole piece right here. And they're a little bit soft, and there we go. Snap that one in place. Do the same thing for the left side. If we can. Snap. And those don't sit straight, but I don't know if they are supposed to or not. We're going to assume that it's fine if they don't sit straight. Although I think it's because you're supposed to snap it on the other side. Sorry. So I'm going to take that off and snap it back on. It goes on the outside. Snap. And that's much straighter. It says to turn the nose area of the plane right side up. Place ends of side rails into cockpit guide slots. With the side rails in place, push back nose area until it fits into place. So go back to the plane itself. Flip this upside down, and so there are little rails, little notches right in here that these pieces just fit into, and it just slides back into place. So it actually fits rather easily, at least to this point. I'm just going to nudge it back, and then theoretically this whole piece should just slide back if I can quit bending it. Try to do this so y'all can see. It doesn't slide very easily. Yeah, there's catches or something on it that you just gotta force it a little bit, and it slides relatively smoothly into there. It just snaps into place like that. Then that way, when you're done, you just slides out like that. That's pretty neat. Like so. For our next step is the engine cover installation. It says snap tabs on engine cover into slots in engine. So the engine cover tabs are this black piece here, and we're just going to pull the other part of the ship up, and it has the these things facing up like this. And it fits over top of these pieces. So it just, they're kind of like curved here, if you can see that. And so it's kind of like a hook kind of thing here. So just snap those in, 3 slots. And then that just folds down like that. And it lifts up like that. So I'll get a side view here. There. And it just flips up like that to reveal the engine covers. Cool. Our next step is the wing actuator assembly. It says turn left wing cover upside down, fit large tab on left wing actuator into box shaped slot and wing cover. Repeat process for right wing assembly. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Luckily there are pictures. So these are the wing actuators, and these little small pieces that we did not know what the devil they were earlier, that's what they're talking about. So we're going to flip these upside down, and it fits, this long slot fits into the side here, and you'll want the small piece to go towards the curved end. So they just snap in like this, evidently, according to the instructions. Except, actually I have that backwards. You want the other point of it to go away from the curved end. That's what I get for not paying attention. And should just look just like that when you're finished. Do the same thing for the second piece. It looks exactly the same, except the opposite of it. Take the little flat piece and mount it and snap it in place. Next step is the wing installation. We're going to slide the left wing cover through the guide slots and left wing and push the wing cover inward so that it snaps in place. So we'll take the two wings that we actually just assembled, take the ship itself, and these are labeled. There is a little R for right and an L for left, so you'll know which ones go where, but just follow the shape of the curve here with the shape of the curve here and you're going to be fine. So they snap into these things right here. So there's this little groove piece here that fits in right here, and then these two fit into these grooves. So just slide them in, and they just fit on there like that, and I reckon that's it. And they just slide to close up like that. I'm going to do the same thing to the opposite side using the other piece. Again, match your curve to the curve here. This little piece here will fit under that, and then the two side pieces here pop into these grooves here. And it slides on the rail, and there you go. Your wings are now attached. The wing gun assembly is next. To do that, we snap the post on the left gun onto the pegs in the left wing as shown. Repeat for right wing gun. To activate, pull out left wing cover and gun will pop out. Repeat process for right wing assembly. So we're going to take our two neon green guns, snap them off the little pegs. 1 and 2. So these should only go one way, so you want them facing the front of the ship, obviously. And the this piece here will face to the outside of the wing, so we're going to pop the wing covers off enough to find the little grooves. Let's see if I can show you that. Probably not easily. Let's look at this side instead. So there are two grooves, one there and one there, and this cannon just fits into that groove like like that. Then when you push this into place, actually, so quit that. Blueprints fell. So as we're doing that, the little pokey thing on this wing cover actually goes on the back side of this thing, which is what causes it to move forward when we move it. So I'm going to have to take it off again and make sure this thing is pushed up enough to clear that, because you want that little peg on the back side. So it's not the easiest in the world to get in here. luckily that's real soft plastic and it doesn't take too much to get it to move in the right spot. Perfect. So now, when you move that out, it actually moves the gun. Alright, we'll do that same thing here. It's a little easier from this angle because I can actually see, but I know y'all can't. Well, I said it was easier. I might have been fibbing. There we go. Now when, let's see, push that back into place, and when you pull it out, the gun pops up. Let's see if we can show you that from the side. So, bring that out and the gun pops up. Cool. Next is the rudder and the small missile installation. We're going to snap left rudder with 3 tabs into holes in left side of plane and push back. Repeat process for right rudder with 2 tabs. Turn fuselage right side up. Snap small missiles into slots in body as shown. So we're talking about these 2 pieces here. This and this. As you can see, there are 2 tabs on this one. One here and one here. And then this other one has a 3rd small tab right here in the center. So the 3 one is for the left. Turn this around so you can see it here. And it goes right above this wing. So there's 1, 2, 3 tabs here. And you want it curved up. Is essentially what it says. So you put it in and then you slide it back just like that. And it looks like that. Then for the other side it's going to be the same thing, except you only have 2 tabs. You just slide it in, or you push it in and then slide it to the back like that. And then the green missiles, we've got 1, 2 of them. Here's the second one, still on the spring, sprock, whatever you want to call this thing. Pop. And they attach right here in the front, like that, and one on this side, like so. The final step we have is the glide bomb installation. It's going to be these things, these things, these things. Snap left glide bomb halves together. Snap glide bomb wings into holes in bombs. Inset. Turn the fuselage upside down. Slide glide bomb wings between tabs on left side of plane. Repeat process for right glide bomb. So, I'll go ahead and remove these off of the last little sprungies thingies that we got. And we discard that. So you've got this part, and this part. And this, sorry. This part, and this part, and this part. And so you take the glide bomb wing, which goes into the top of this. There's a hole right here in the center, and this circular thing will fit right into it. And as far as left and right goes, I don't think it matters. Looking at the detail on the two pieces here, they're the exact same, so it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to pop it in there. You can kind of see it fits just like that. And then snap. You can see it caught on right there. I'm going to take the other piece here, and there are 3 tabs here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Those 3 circle hole things, and then on this they just fit together like a sandwich, and you just snap them in place, and hopefully we got them going the right way. It should only fit one direction. There it goes. This one's a little loose at the top, but it's snapped in place everywhere else. So there's one. We'll do the same thing for the other one. It looks like the Cobra Force has struck again. Right before we started the last missile here, the battery died on the camera, so I had to go back and charge it now. We should be good now to finish everything up. We got a new battery put in. Should have a full memory card ready to go. So with any luck, we can finish this without too much more trouble. So we finished one of these missiles, and we were fixing to start on the second one. And as I was saying, so there is a narrow end to this and a thicker end. So you just match the 2 narrow ends up and just clamp them together. There's circular peg holders here and the circular pegs on this one that fit inside of it. You just snap them on there. Till they lock tight. And you take this little doohickey and you snap it in place on the round circle peg hole to the pegs here. If I can get my hands to work. Like so. And it's snapped in place, and we're ready to mount those to the underside. So 2 of those ready to go. And now looking at this, I don't know if you can see much of a difference between the 2. But there's some detail work here that kind of shows these the flaps that should theoretically determine whether or not this thing goes up or down. So I'm just going to turn them so that they actually face to the back on both of these. And again, it doesn't really matter which way they go, but it makes more sense in my head to have those so that they fly this way. Right. Then it just says to turn this thing upside down and slide the glide bomb wings between the tabs on the left side and the right side. So let's see if you can see this here. So on the wings here, you've got these tabs here, and that's where these bomb things slide in. They actually turn sideways like that to fit on here, and just slide in like so. we'll do the same thing for the one at the top. If we can do this without... You really think they would put these things on before you turn it upside down so that you don't have this issue of possibly damaging things, but they say to do it last, so we're going to do it last. Perfect. And there's a little catch in there, so pull it back until you feel it catch, and then you're good to go. And then essentially you now have a complete. And here we have the final product, the complete restored Phantom X19 stealth fighter. See if we can get this thing to rotate for you. In all its glory. So, key features again, you've got the cockpit that slides out and slides back in. You've got the engine jet covers. You've got the slide out stealth wings with the guns that pop out. Two of the missiles on it, two missiles underneath, and you've got the landing gear on the bottom that retract. If I can do this right. So you pull it, just push it to retract, and pull it to engage. Kind of cool. The two missiles on the bottom that launch out. And that's it. I'll do a full review of the actual stealth fighter jet once I get some decals to go back on it. Again, the original ones are here, but they're not in the best shape in the world. So we're going to go with some repro decals for this thing. One of the things that I like about the thing, since I do have the intact decal sheet, what I would do would be put this up someplace with the blueprints and everything, so that if for some reason I do decide to sell this thing at some point, I can tell them that, you know, it's got the repro decals on the ship itself, but the originals would be included with it. So I would put these away somewhere so that I'd know where they would be, so that if I did go sell this at some point, I would include that as part of the package itself, along with the figure, Ghost Rider, and the file card. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and come back and see us sometime soon, and we'll try to do another one of these things for you. If you have any of your own tips and tricks that you'd like to share, feel free to leave a comment at the bottom down here. If you want to see anything specific done in a future show, post a suggestion at the bottom. Tell me what you want to see. Till next time, Yo Joe. As one last final supplement to this, I have the figure, codename Ghost Rider. He is still sealed in the package, and I think I've decided that I'm going to keep him that way. I don't really do a whole lot with the figures, and just because of the fact that I don't know, at some point in the future, it might be cool to have him still sealed in the package. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stick him in one of these pro cases and just leave him that way. So this is just You can get these for Star Wars figures or G.I. Joe figures or whatever, and pretty much they just fit right in there like that, and you just close these things up. And they just snap together. Sometimes they're a little tight. You gotta squeeze kind of hard, but that gives a nice little storage location for them. Keeps him still sealed in his bag, but now he's in a protective thing, so these stack really well. So if you have 2 or 3 or 400 of these or whatever you have, you can put them in here and kind of keep them all together, and you can fit their accessories in there with them too if they have them. The only downside is that it won't fit the file card in there, so what I'll typically do is just kind of leave them like this and stack them like that if we have something, just to try to keep this. Sometimes I'll just keep these off to the side somewhere too in their own little filing box or something, but essentially that's it. So, Yo Joe.